Hello, everyone. It's great to have you here for our latest conversation about the Philadelphia Eagles. Today, we've got some very interesting topics to dive into, including some recent statements made by the team's front office ahead of the upcoming NFL draft. As we get closer to the draft, there's a lot of buzz surrounding potential trades. What surprises might pop up this year? History tells us there's a high likelihood that at least one major move will take place. But before we get into that, I'd like to highlight a brand new mock draft that includes projections for the first 3 rounds, created by some highly respected analysts. Let's shift our focus to the 2025 NFL Draft, which is coming up fast. Just 2 Thursdays from now, we'll be live throughout all days and rounds, offering in-depth analysis of every pick and prospect. The first round kicks off on the night of April 24th, followed by rounds 2 and 3 on April 25th. Then, we're up early on Saturday, April 26th, to wrap things up with rounds 4 through 7. Back at the team's training facility, the front office held a session with the media, answering several key questions. One standout topic was the evaluation of first-round talent in this year's draft class. The team acknowledged that they do not have 32 players graded as first-rounders, something that's quite rare for them. They also remained tight-lipped about the pending decision on a player's 5th-year option as he approaches his 4th season, with the deadline looming on May 1st. If the team opts to pick up the option, it will guarantee the player a 5th year in the league, giving the team another season of control. The head coach was also asked about the criteria he uses when evaluating tight ends, especially given the number of prospects at that position invited for top 30 visits, and those they met with at the Combine in Indianapolis. During the NFL owners' meetings, there was chatter about how one particular player may not be part of the team in 2025. The coach emphasized that the traits he values in tight ends include size, strength, physicality, speed, and endurance. That's encouraging for the team, considering this year's tight end class is both deep and talented. Many are linking the team to LSU's standout at the position. When asked about the possibility of trading during the draft, the coach reiterated that being aggressive is a key part of his philosophy. It was a bold claim, but one well supported by his history as the team's general manager. That sentiment transitions nicely into our next point. Aggressiveness has always been a central pillar of his approach, and he's fortunate to have ownership that backs his vision. The owner's willingness to approve trades and signings gives the GM the freedom to make moves he believes will strengthen the roster. Looking back, the GM has an impressive track record of making trades on draft night, or even leading up to it. In 2023, they moved up to select Jalen Carter. The year before, they traded up again to land Jordan Davis, and on that same night, shocked everyone by trading with the Tennessee Titans for A.J. Brown, immediately signing him to an extension. In 2021, the team made several trades that led to the selection of Heisman Trophy winner Devonta Smith. In 2020, they traded for Darius Slay and extended his contract. In 2019, they moved up to draft Andre Dillard. In 2018, they traded back and still secured Dallas Goedert after dealing away the 32nd overall pick in the same draft that saw Lamar Jackson taken at that spot. In 2017, they brought in Tim Jernigan, who became a key starter on their Super Bowl-winning team. In 2016, they made multiple trades to move up and draft Carson, went 2nd overall, just behind Jared Goff. In 2014, they struck a deal to acquire Darren Sproles. There was a brief period where the coach took control of personnel, but the GM soon regained authority, and ever since, his strategic moves have been closely monitored. A trade seems almost inevitable, either before or during the draft. Last year, the team tied an NFL record by making 8 trades during the 2024 draft alone. One of the most impactful was a second-round trade that led to the selection of Cooper DeJean, who became a crucial part of the league's top-ranked defense, especially after the midseason bye. DeJean had an outstanding postseason and even returned an interception for a touchdown against a well-known quarterback in the Super Bowl, on the quarterback's birthday, no less. All of this brings us to a group of 5 players that I believe are viable trade-up targets. They fit team needs, play positions of importance, and align with the team's scheme. One such player is a defensive tackle out of Mississippi, known for his explosiveness and versatility. Edge rushers from other programs are also being scouted. A talented safety could fill the void left by a departing player, while one standout offensive lineman, arguably the best in his class, offers inside-outside flexibility and comes from a premier football program. Although he ranks as my #1 offensive lineman, I believe his NFL future is more likely an interior spot. These players are all potential trade targets if they're available around picks 22 to 25 or slightly later. The Mississippi defensive tackle could replace a major contributor from last season, while another athlete in this group posted elite testing numbers and dominates against the run, with elite pass rush ability, burst, and edge agility. Another name to watch may not fit the team's ideal athletic profile, but boasts outstanding college production. A safety addition could be key following the departure of a standout from last season. There's clearly a trend toward making moves when strong line prospects are within reach. At game time, what moment is it? It's time for the event. Last-minute tickets are available at the best prices, offering access to top events and excellent seating without breaking the bank. You can even preview your seat's view before you buy, ensuring no surprises when you arrive. Huge discounts are available for last-minute tickets across sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. A new feature now makes the process even easier by showcasing the best deals available in real time. With zone deals, you can save more by picking a section and letting the system assign your seats. All-in pricing reveals the total up front. No hidden fees at checkout. And if you find a lower price elsewhere, they'll credit you 110% of the difference. Back to the draft. Recent comments from the organization suggest that another trade may be in the works. It seems almost inevitable, given the trend in recent years. A team spokesperson even told the media that making strategic moves is a core responsibility. Excitement is building in Philadelphia, and a trade for a veteran on day 3 could be looming. With a Super Bowl-caliber roster and valuable picks, the team is in a better position than most to pull off such moves. That's typical of how things work in Philadelphia. The franchise has a lot of firepower in this draft, thanks to a championship-level core and a healthy stash of picks over the next few years. That's why this team draws attention. An impressive owner, a savvy GM, a coach who's often underrated, and a talented roster. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Something is stirring in Philadelphia, a whisper turning into a roar, a rumor that could send shockwaves across the entire NFL. Justin Herbert, the rocket-armed quarterback from the Los Angeles Chargers, might just be on the Eagles' radar. While nothing has been confirmed, and the logistics are complicated at best, insiders close to the league suggest that discussions are quietly happening behind the scenes. Is this a fantasy spun out of off-season speculation, or is there real fire behind the smoke? Either way, it's a storyline that Eagles fans and the rest of the league can't afford to ignore. Herbert, only 27, is coming off a statistically impressive season under Jim Harbaugh, where he threw for nearly 4,000 yards with 23 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. Even more impressively, he recorded a top 8 TD/INT ratio in league history and dominated in play-action situations. But despite the individual brilliance, Herbert's postseason was a disaster. 4 interceptions in the wild card round against Houston raised serious concerns about his ability to handle the biggest moments. Could a fresh start with a different supporting cast be exactly what he needs to reach the next level? And could that new chapter begin in the city of brotherly love? The Eagles, for their part, find themselves at a crossroads. Jalen Hurts has been solid, but inconsistent. After reaching the Super Bowl in 2022, the franchise has struggled to regain that same level of cohesion and execution. Offensive coordinator changes, injuries, and chemistry issues have all played a role. Now, whispers in NFL circles hint that Philadelphia's front office might be considering a bold move to shake things up, and Herbert, with his elite arm talent, poise, and upside, represents a tantalizing opportunity. But the question remains, how realistic is it to pry him away from the Chargers, especially after he signed that mammoth 5-year, $262.5 million extension. To even entertain a move of this magnitude, the Eagles would need to think creatively, perhaps involving a package built around draft capital and players like Hurts or standout defensive assets. The Chargers, meanwhile, are entering a new era with Harbaugh and might be more open to reshaping their roster than they've let on. Herbert's playoff meltdown, combined with the weight of his contract and the expectations of a new regime, could make an unthinkable deal suddenly plausible. Imagine Herbert under center in Philly, launching bombs to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith while operating behind one of the league's best defensive lines. It's a vision that could haunt NFC defenses for years. There's a reason Justin Herbert was once the highest-paid player in NFL history. His physical tools are simply out of this world. Standing at 6 feet 6 inches with a cannon for an arm, Herbert can make every throw on the field with laser-like precision. His deep ball is not just accurate, it's deadly, often traveling 50 to 60 yards in the air without sacrificing placement. When you combine that with his ability to process defenses quickly and deliver under pressure, you're looking at a quarterback who can tilt the field in an instant. He's not just a passer, he's a tactician, capable of dissecting defensive schemes with clinical efficiency. But Herbert isn't just a pocket passer. He's mobile, composed, and fearless when things break down. Throughout his career, he's consistently shown the ability to extend plays with his legs and keep his eyes downfield, often turning broken plays into highlight reel moments. In 2024, he posted career highs in rushing yards, showcasing his underrated athleticism and willingness to do whatever it takes to move the chains. Imagine a quarterback with the arm of Josh Allen, the poise of Joe Burrow, and just enough wheels to keep defenses honest. That's the kind of player who could redefine the Eagles' offense. What makes Herbert even more appealing is his personality and leadership. He's not loud, he's not flashy, but he's fiercely competitive and universally respected in the locker room. Teammates praise his work ethic, humility, and unshakable confidence. He leads by example and elevates the players around him, something that would fit seamlessly with Philadelphia's blue-collar ethos. In a city that demands grit, passion, and heart from its athletes, Herbert's calm intensity might be the perfect match. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Herbert is entering his prime. We're talking about a quarterback who already has 5 straight seasons with 3,000+ yards and 20+ touchdowns. And yet, it feels like he's only scratched the surface of his potential. Under the right coaching staff, with a balanced offense and an elite supporting cast, Herbert could evolve into one of the most dominant forces the league has ever seen. If he were to land in Philadelphia, fans wouldn't just be hoping for a playoff push. They'd be dreaming of Lombardi trophies. For now, all we have are rumors. Murmurs in the dark corridors of NFL front offices and cryptic social media clues that fans are dissecting frame by frame. But if there's one thing we've learned in today's NFL, it's that no star is too big, no contract too large, and no franchise too stable to be shaken by a truly seismic trade. Keep your eyes on this one. Something big could be coming. And if it does, Justin Herbert in Midnight Green might become one of the most electrifying stories the league has seen in years. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.